Hey there guys, it's Nautical here from baseweight.com. How are you guys doing? So I said I'll be back with my festival tips because as you guys know from the previous video, I am going to my first ever festival. So I want to get some vibes to see what, what to kind of expect, what things to take, what you guys would recommend. So I've got all my information. I've done a bit of research, got tips from you guys from the socials. So yeah, I thought I'd just share these with you. So first of all, pack smart. What I mean by that is obviously take things that you are going to need effectively and things you may not necessarily need, but just in case. So things like, you might need a little jacket. I was reading things like obviously, take extra like warm clothing. To be honest, the festival I'm going to is in the middle of July. I'm just going to take like an anorak and just take some like t-shirts and things like that. I'll layer up if I need to, but I'm not, I may see, if you're going more like September, October time, you might be thinking of it. Obviously, earlier on in the year, you probably would think about maybe taking a bit more of like a warmer jacket just in case in the evenings and stuff. But yeah, and obviously just to take like extra clothing as well. Obviously, if it's torrential rain, you're going to probably cover it. It's going to be muddy if you're in a field. So yeah, you've got to take that into consideration. So yeah, that's the first one. Just pack smart. Number two is one thing that I am probably not going to do. I like to live life on the edge. I'm not going to lie. And to be honest, I haven't really got around to it. I haven't got the time. I've got like 3 long days in the next 3 days and straight to straight to the day of the festival. So I ain't gonna have time to do a dummy run. So yeah, but the recommendation is to get your tent out, just make sure it's all there. Because I don't know, but I'm just saying this, but obviously do a dummy run because you don't want to get to the festival and then find out that your tent's not like able to kind of go together. But yeah, as I said, I'm living life to the edge, taking that risk. You never know. So yeah, that's my number 2 advice. The other thing as well, in regards to the tent, I would say, obviously this could be number 3, I suppose, if you want to go with like the numbers, would be you need to find something distinctive to your tent because you've got to remember you probably got your like tent on the cheap because it's festival season and so has everybody else. And they've probably got the exactly same tent as you. So when it's in the middle of the night, it's dark, you've probably had a couple of bevies, you ain't going to know whose is whose. I suppose it's a way to make friends. Obviously, you're stumbling into someone's tent, but you know what? If I was asleep and you at 2 o'clock in the morning and I had some random person foraging around trying to get into my tent, I'll be like, fuck off, mate. So yeah, don't be doing that. Don't be doing that. So yeah, find something to identify your tent. Maybe a flag, lights, that's what the recommendations have been. Obviously, number 4, very important. I'm definitely an advocate of this, and I will be doing this myself, is taking some comfortable shoes. I'm a jogger, so obviously I know about comfort in regards to my shoes, and that's one of the things I would take. I will take like an old pair of jogging trainers with me because I know how comfortable they are, because you're probably going to be doing, well, if you're like me and you do like 72,000 steps in a rave, you're probably going to be doing like, 200,000 for the festival. So you're going to need comfortable shoes. And also, again, going back to obviously, you don't know what to expect for the weather. Make sure that they're practical as well. It could be raining, it could be torrential rain, and it just can make everywhere muddy. So yeah, just remember that when you're thinking about your footwear. I just won't be cleaning mine because I did that at the Sawmill rave in February, and there was no point. There was absolutely no point. So the other thing that people have said as well, so it's probably number 5, is bring earplugs. Not necessary for the actual arenas themselves, although obviously loop headphones are also going to save you hearing. You're going to be faithful later on in life. It's going to be busy at night, and if you're going to try and get some sleep because you're going to be knackered, you are going to be knackered. It's going to be overstimulated. You're going to be lots of things going on. As I said, you're probably going to be doing loads and loads of steps. You're going to be absolutely shattered. And the one thing you're not going to want is someone like waking you up in the early hours of the morning because they're being noisy. So you're going to need your head, like loop like earplugs or headphones. And if you're like me, you have a couple of bevies, I end up snoring. So you imagine, surrounded by people, heavy snorers. Yeah, you're going to need your earplugs, definitely. And also probably an eye mask, especially at this time of the year. Obviously, the sun's going to be coming through. So, you're going to probably need something just to cover those eyes to keep yourself away, especially like 4 o'clock in the morning, because you've got to remember, you're not indoors. You've got like the thin layers of the tent, it's going to be beaming through. It's going to be light. Number 6 on the list, right? I am not going to lie, I will not be doing this, all right? But someone has recommended to ditch the showers. Apparently, the queues for the showers are so big, they're saying don't bother. Just don't bother, because you'll be wasting your time. I'm sorry, but I smell like a like expired Greggs sausage roll by the end of a rave. Can you imagine 3 days into a festival? Oh my God, no. I'm not using a wet wipe to wipe myself clean. Absolutely not. I will be queuing for a shower. I can't think of anything more dank. Like, no, absolutely not. So, but they're saying basically take in consideration, we'll say take into consideration that when you go to these festivals, the queues for showers will be long. So take wet wipes, kind of freshen up. But yeah, I'll be that person that probably gets up at like 5 o'clock in the morning just to get in that shower, you know. Obviously, with that in mind as well, I would say you're going to need to take some form of like sandals, sliders, or some Crocs, because you know everybody's going to be using those. And you know, think about the sanitary. People are going to be doing all sorts in those things, pissing and God knows what. And just think you don't particularly want to be coming back from the festival with a little souvenir of them. So yeah, yeah, you won't be finding me using wet wipes, but I'm taking them just, you know, and I'm also taking antibacterial hand gel as well, just in case. Obviously, it's in the midst of the summer season, you know, and you're going to need sun cream. You're going to be outside for most of the time. You're going to need sun cream. There's going to be nothing worse than being sat in a hot tent, because it's going to be boiling, with sunburn and trying to sleep. No, no, no. So yeah, take strong sun cream. All right. So going on to kind of things like pack food. This is another thing. I don't even know what number we're at now, like 7, 8. Oh, I don't know. I don't care. Pack food. Take lots and lots of snacks with you. Take some like, you know, kind of like stuff that you can just kind of munch on your way to kind of give you that fuel. Because dare I say, at the festival venues, and obviously rightfully so, they're gonna be charging a lot at these venues for food and drinks. So take plenty of stuff with you, because you know you're going to probably be paying like 20 quid just for like a small kind of like meal. So yeah, like, you know, it's great for a little treat, and they're probably really nice. I don't know, I've never done it, so I don't know. But yeah, I was going to say take lots of little snacks. You know, I've got so much stuff with me as well. Like, you know, just kind of like to have a little munch. Yeah. And obviously, leading on to that hydration, take lots and lots and lots of water. Just because, again, you're going to be probably at least 3 days, like, you know, in the tent. You're not going to be able to probably get out of the festival venue. There's no going to be probably in any shops. And if there was shops around, they're going to be so expensive because they can charge that. It's a premium, you know, it's convenience, isn't it? So yeah, take lots and lots of water. One thing we're going to be doing is we're going to actually be freezing our bottles of water. They're not going to probably be frozen by the time we even get to the place, but at least they're going to be a little bit cool, and there's just that hope. Same as like the beer and everything, we're just going to chuck them in our fridge before we go. So yeah, that's whatever number we're on. Like, obviously, you know, I'm a massive fan when it comes to like obviously keeping your electrolytes up. I'm going to be dancing, even though obviously the venue that I'm with, well, the festival, I wasn't even slipped up and told you where I was going there. The festival I'm going to is not necessarily known for this. I probably will still be dancing my little heart out. So, you know, I will be taking electrolyte drinks around it, especially if I'm drinking as well. Because there's again, nothing worse than feeling like proper dog rough. Like, whilst, you know, when you've had no sleep, there's loads of noise. Yeah, you don't want that. So I'm going to take those just in that hope they might help me. I'm also going to take the little glucotabs again with me. You know, again, advocate for those. So have a little pop one of those whilst I'm on the dance floor, throwing some shapes. You know, just kind of keep me going. So yeah. Obviously, if you are going with a group of people and you are going to be going off to different arenas, you know, maybe make a meeting point, for like a little meeting social point. Obviously, don't make it the tents because, like, you know, again, you know, 3 o'clock in the morning, you don't want to be sat next to a tent with chewing your ear off, you know, probably going, ma, 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 ma. You're not going to want that. So people are going to be angry. So you're not going to be making friends then, are you? So yeah, like obviously make a little focal point. That's probably the best thing to kind of do. Have you guys got any kind of like festival tips? Obviously, just please let us know in the comments below, so we can obviously use those in the future. And obviously, I'm going to let you know of the ones that I've got, what I would do and what I probably wouldn't do again when I've actually gone through the experience of doing it all. again, just let us know. Go to basefreight.com. Obviously, let us know what you guys have been up to, what kind of festivals you're going to. I said there's loads of stuff going on at the moment, and there's loads of stuff coming up. And I said, like last time about Boomtown, we've got Creamfields coming up soon as well. Tomorrowland's massive at the moment. Oh my God, seriously. I'm going to have to get a loan. I'm going to have to get a loan to get myself to Tomorrowland because it's so expensive. But seriously, that is literally, that's on my bucket list, not my bucket hat list, although it was technically on my bucket hat list. That's on my bucket list. Like, you mean, I would be so gutted if I died and didn't go there because it just looks so immense. So yeah, that's obviously where I'd be going. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Obviously, just let us know at basefreight.com what you guys are up to. Obviously, download the app. I'm going to leave you guys to it. Obviously, watch this space for more content. I said by the end of the week, I will be going. I'll be probably putting up some like little YouTube shorts in regards to this. Just kind of let you know what we kind of got up to. Kind of like, you know, there is a dress theme as well. I've got myself a little costume. It's not great. I'm not going to lie. It's a little bit see-through. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get away with it. But yeah, just watch this space. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to leave you guys with it. Have a good day. Have a good week, and yeah, watch this space. Obviously, check out our socials in the links below. Obviously, like and subscribe to this channel. Take it easy.